10.
Yizzo!
Hey, girl.
Yes. Hi, Queen.
Peace to the gods. What's crack-a-lackin'?
Oh, nothing.
Me
Just my
either.
hips
You
and my
want some
knees.
updates from me? I don't. I think you should go first while I.
All right. Well, Walking Dead update.
Oh,
How
boy.
far did you get?
Girl.
How far?
I don't remember. I do
A
remember
child
the
died. A child died.
Yeah.
You didn't get that
I
far?
didn't get that far.
A child has passed away. A very important child.
The child?
Are dead. I have to text you later. I don't know. Text me who the child is. That's where I'm at.
How's that make you feel?
I was actually sad when they went. I was sad when that one went. I said, damn. Yep.
Wow.
You just text me the name. Yep. So okay, so I'm officially past you. So you gave up in the middle of the Negan war. It's not holding me either. It's just around in fucking circles. And where they're getting all this ammo and bazookas and everything else, I'm like, all right, y'all getting on my nerves. Season 1, you couldn't find a can of soup. And now y'all just got tanks and all kinds of artillery. Make it make sense. How? But I'm in this bitch. It's a couple of other folks that died, y'all. And there's some people who are telling me keep going because they didn't finish and they want to know what happens. But I don't know how to say that without ruining the show for other people. But Negan's still kicking. They ain't get him yet. And I'm on the last episode. No, I'm on
the he's cute yet or no?
No, I think you're sick for thinking that he's cute, and I judge you quite often.
Oh.
Him and his wives that he rapes, and
not Negan the character.
Maybe. But you were a little turned on by his power in this role. You said Negan could get it.
Yeah, I did. I'm unwell. Fuck.
Every time I'm like, Shanti's a tricky lady. Anyway, that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at, y'all.
Negan?
Michonne and her man still go together, and it's making me mad. And now that she is dating him, she's just turned into such a docile character. And
she said dating. Like, do you date during the apocalypse? Like, what is that? Y'all go together. I mean, that's your life partner for real, for real.
Well, I don't like it. I don't like it. I miss her more fierce. She's just looking to him for all the answers and solutions. And usually she stood tall and she had ideas and she was innovative and she was, a driving force. And now it's just all to cater to his fucking ego.
Oh.
Ugh. Sorry.
Patriarchy.
Whoever these people are living in the trash cans.
What in the Oscar Grouch community?
They getting on my nerves.
They live in the trash?
Yeah, girl, they live in the trash.
I remember the trash people.
I hate them.
They were from
they seem like aliens because why y'all talking like that?
Yeah, they seem like they're from Eastern Europe, right? They're like
it's weird. Yeah, bro, the world just ended.
They're
so
from Berlin.
I noticed. Right,
somehow Georgia turned into Berlin.
I know that you know how to speak in full sentences.
Trash
you just say
people. I do remember
no
them
talk,
niggas.
No deal off. Like what? This is.
It's 2000.
This is fucking outside of Atlanta. Why are you talking like this? It's making me so mad. It really is. But
why are you staying with this, Antoinette? I don't understand. I just feel like
I want to know. I got to know who made it. I got to know. And I see the parallels with Game of Thrones that people try to make. Like the wolves is like the stupid dumbass tiger that didn't belong in the show either. This is what happens. You get a success of a show and then the writers, they move on to other things and then you try to keep it going and it just
now we're Breaking Bad, girl. Chef's kiss from the beginning to the end.
That's next. Mm-hmm. But that was limited. They didn't do 11 seasons. They didn't do a cash grab. Yeah. I got my palm read at work. So this week at work, Weren't expecting that, huh? Surprise. This week at work is something that they do like an employee appreciation week. And it was like 80s themed, which was funny because I showed up. They said we could dress down. And I don't get dressed up anyway when I go to work. But I showed up in swishy black sweatpants every time I took one step. And like a black shirt, my hair like out and very big because I had put hairspray in it, door knockers, red lip, nameplate necklace. And they're like, oh my God, you follow the theme. Are you going to take the picture and submit? And I was like, I did not know that there was a theme, if I'm being completely honest. And so I said, oh my God, y'all think I dressed up. This is how I look. This is how I dress.
I'm calling HR. Y'all racist.
No, it was so funny. Anyway, they had like massages. They had, the people were getting manicures. And one girl was like, I wish it was gel. Oh my God. I was like, girl, what the fuck? Like, y'all are nuts. You people, they fed us all week. Anyway, I was getting a hand massage. And this woman was touching my hand. I bought the oil she used. I can't wait for you to smell it. It smells so good. And she goes, something's coming up for me. And I say, do you need to go to the bathroom? I know what she was talking about because she's not she was just a masseuse. I didn't know that she was a palm reader. Until she said, I do intuitive readings. They don't always come to me, but something's coming up for me. And I said, oh. She said, well, can I tell you what I see? And I was like, girl, sure. I need to know. I need to prepare myself. She's rubbing my hands. And she says, I'm going to live a long life. But soon there is an obstruction that happens. There's an event that happens. And I said, oh. I said, is it like, am I changing careers? Like, what happened? She's like, no, nothing like that. Like an event, like a death or a fire. Or some sort of loss.
Fuck.
Right. And then she goes, how you respond to it will determine the rest of your life.
What?
That's what this bitch said to
Antoinette?
Me at work. That's what this bitch said to me at a already stressful job where they got to give us massages. And that's what she said. I said, well, do you have any more information on that thing? This thing that I should just be, but don't brace myself for it. Like, what? I wanted to punch her. Then she says,
hate that happened.
That's what she said. Then she said that she sees a child in my life. She sees, and I said, oh, like my friends have kids. She said, no, your kid. And I said, I'm 36. And she said, your kid. And I see a white blanket. And you've wrapped this child in this white blanket. And you're so happy with this child. And I said, is it just me and the child? And she said, I see a Nigerian man. Swear to God on my fucking life. I see a Nigerian man, and for some reason, gold and purple are around him. I don't know what that means. And I was like, all right, girl, you talking a lot. I was like, yellow and purple, like the Lakers? Like, I was like, what do you mean? She was like, I just see a gold and purple. But yeah, that life event thing fucked me up for the rest of the day.
I can imagine. So I would hate, she should know, there should be like some basic things as a palm reader that you don't fucking, like you got to figure out how to finesse that. You don't ever say no shit like that.
Did she want me to just,
she said a death or a fire? What?
She said like a death or a fire, some sort of loss. But the kicker was how you respond to it will determine the rest of your life.
You ain't pay her, did you? I'd have been like,
no, that was the thing. It was just a hand massage. You don't pay. We didn't have to pay for any of it.
Call what's her name to say, yo, somebody got some conflicting
reports.
Like y'all got to clear this up.
Oh, you're psychic. I know. So that's.
But Nigerian man, that's very on brand. So.
It was so interesting.
That's
and yellow and gold. I was like, I think that's a Lakers thing. Half the not half, most of Nigerians I love yellow and gold. I also met a Nigerian Wednesday. But I don't think I met a Nigerian man who was obviously
interested in you.
Interested. Yeah, he already asked me out, and I was like, I said I'm high, so you can tell I'm talking. He asked me out via DM, and I was like, sure, why not? And he said, oh, I can feel your enthusiasm. I said, oh, I didn't mean it like that. I'm sorry, but I'm apparently really dry on text. Didn't know that. Am I dry on text? Because you're dry on text. I'd be like, I had such an amazing day. How was your day? Do you want to talk about it later? Sure. It's like, oh.
I don't know how you're. I wouldn't. I don't think you and I are good examples for us to do text talk. Because we're not like texting normal stuff. We're like doing business stuff. So it's a completely different tone and. Yeah. It's not good.
Anyway, those are my updates.
I have no updates. Those were juicy enough. Shout out to you for carrying it. I don't. It's just. All right. Who fucking knows? It's wild over here. And I'll let you know. I'm excited to see how this December 31st for me is big.
Why?
Because if this year doesn't end how it needs to end, 2024 is going to be interesting for me, child.
Wait,
I swear to God. 2024.
Something's going to be interesting, and the other thing's going to be interesting too.
That is how I speak. Wow, that's crazy. If in terms of business and finances.
Okay.
If shit gets weird, then I'm going to get weirder too in 2024. So I don't know what's going to happen. For real. And I do not care, which is also very scary. So watch out there now.
Do you not care, or do you just have faith? Do you just know that it always works out?
Oh, it always works out. It does. I think that's what it is. But I'm just, I'm not scared. I'm just like, all right, well.
You ain't never scared.
I'm going to become a nanny. Mark my motherfucking words. That's my next
Maybe you'll be the nanny to this kid that's coming in this white sheet.
To your baby.
I'm not calling that in.
I wouldn't want to be your nanny either. I would want you to take care of your child.
Wow. So you're saying that women with nannies don't take care of their children?
I would want you... No, they don't. Someone else takes care of their kids.
That is not true. They have help.
All right.
Wow. You just revealed something there.
They don't.
Of your own stuff. You're projecting.
It depends on how often the kid is... it depends on what your definition of help is. There are some women that don't spend majority of their time with their kid. And that they have to, or they want to. That's their prerogative, but... It's okay. It's not a judgment. It's just depends on the hours.
Heard you.
I feel like for you in particular, I would want to see you... with your baby during those early moments.
Why is that?
I just think it would be important to you. I think you would love it. You'd wrap it in a white blanket.
I know. I would. Anyway, I ain't talking about this because I think that lady was off. But
not her being off.
Voicemails. Here we go. First up.
Hey, Lonely Girls. I'm calling in response to the episode where you all were talking about BHT. This is Kamara, and I used to work for this big consumer products company, and I'm a chemical engineer, and we actually used to use BHT in our razors because it's a preservative, so it would stop mold from growing. But I remember there being these safety data sheets where they would talk about all the risks for any of the chemicals we were using, and I definitely remember that, BHT was a carcinogen along with a lot of other items that were being put into things. But I'm calling because I feel like, beyond just the food, it's also the products that we're using on our bodies every day, the things that we're, rubbing on our face or even putting on as our deodorant is pretty important into this whole quest to be a bit more healthy. Specifically with the deodorant, I also had a chance to work in the factory where they made the deodorant, and the accelerants, the propellants that are in there are things that are also used to make bombs. And the fact that people are rubbing that on their underarms every day, the link between aluminum and breast cancer and Alzheimer's, is, reason enough to really be more intentional about switching and finding a product that actually works. I mean, you even see it when you're wearing a white t-shirt, the fact that you have those yellow stains, it's literally because it's rust from, your underarm sweat reacting to the aluminum. So I'm super passionate about this, so much so that I actually created my own brand for Bath and Naturals, because I felt it was important for my people, Black people, to be able to find products that work for them, and that are natural and won't harm their bodies. And I ended up coming up with a natural deodorant because other ones didn't work for me. It would stop after 4 hours and I'd be stank. So this one lasts up to 14 hours, and I'm in Texas. It's hot down there. And so I just really want to encourage people to think about switching to natural products and thinking about, what are they putting on their faces? Do these have petrochemicals? The mineral oil, baby oil, Vaseline and things like that, it's not good for us. And so really just do your research. And while it might sound crazy, there is some truth to that. So thanks for bringing that up about the food. So love you all. Bye.
Information, honey.
I know the makeup that we put on our faces fucked up every day. And
that's why I used to love Bite Cosmetics, because they were natural. Their lipstick was natural to the point where you could eat it and there wasn't anything in it that was bad, but they fucking went out of business.
Damn.
I'm sick.
I gotta look, because I mean, I have, it's secret, which, I know they're lying about everything.
It's secret without aluminum.
Aluminum free, but that don't mean we don't have aluminum, but we do have the next worst thing.
BHT and this and that, yeah. I wish can you please tell us what your brand is, sis? Since she said she went in and made her own brand, but she never dropped the name, which maybe she did that on purpose. But please tell us what that is, because
girl, you should. That was your shot, girl. Why you do that?
She probably was like, I don't want them to think I'm calling just to shout my shit out. But also, what's your shit, sis? Let us know.
That told me amazing. I smell like I work at a yoga studio, though, and I use natural deodorant, and it's hard.
I didn't say that. I didn't just randomly tell you that. You gave me a hug.
Even worse.
No, it's worse if I just randomly tell you, because that means you smell like that all the time. In that moment, I was like, girl, you got to go home or go upstairs first. You can't go nowhere like that now. It's tricky with you, though.
I was giving her a nice hug.
So hippie.
And she said,
hippy dippy. No, because in that moment, I think when I smelled you, I was like, no, you dead ass smell like Y7, the yoga studio that I go to. and it wasn't just stench. It wasn't just stench. It was like their natural products. Like, you ever went to it's hot yoga. So you go to a hot yoga studio and they clean the floors, but of course they refuse to put like bleach and stuff. So it's not funk. It's like this other vinegary.
I hate patchouli.
I sound great. I'm making it sound worse, but it's like this other thing. This is not. I know this wasn't Lysol.
Really working.
I wanted to
make it worse. It smells unclean, and
it just smells like
chemical at
summertime with white people with dreadlocks.
That's the worst compliment ever.
No, not you. I'm describing the yoga studio.
That's what you said. I smell like the yoga studio.
In that moment. And it was a long ass day. It was like nighttime. It wasn't like the morning. You be smelling good. I would tell you. Anyway. I did.
Damn.
You better tell me, like, you stink a little bit. All right.
I never sneak. Your hair smell good. I said,
I'd never say that to you.
I said you smelled good. I was admiring your smell while hugging you. Meanwhile, you were about to throw up. Oh my God.
It could have also just been the sweater. Let's move off of this. Sometimes certain clothes keep it.
Stinging.
Mm-hmm. Especially if it's a piece that you wear on the outside of your clothes, you don't often wash that as much.
Yes, you's preaching.
I know. All right, ready? Set next.
Hi, ladies. This is Bria calling from Pittsburgh. Congratulations on 300 episodes. I'm calling because you guys were discussing the difference between a sacred and a private relationship. I wanted to throw in secret as well, because I feel like a lot of people get privacy and secret confused, rather than, you know, having a soft launch on your relationship like they do nowadays and letting people know I'm in a relationship, but I'm not going to show you who it is. Some people just keep it a secret altogether that they're in a relationship. And I want to know what your opinion is on that. Is it, are they being sneaky? Are they generally trying to preserve the relationship? But yeah, congratulations again. And thank you guys. Bye.
Go ahead.
I think context is always important. I think that secret is connected with hiding in some kind of way often. And why people hide, who people are hiding from is again context and is situational, and I'm not passing any judgment, but I don't know if people are in their heads thinking that this secret thing, this hiding thing is sacred. I think that's where it gets a little bit delusional, but yeah, that is yes, privacy. She said privacy and secrecy. Yeah, privacy doesn't feel like it is hiding. It's just some things other folks shouldn't have access to. Not everybody should have access to things or influence or knowledge about. Yeah, secret feels like the darker sister of privacy, the darker energy of privacy. But also, why is everybody privy to your business? Why should everybody be privy to your business? Why? I don't know. Tricky.
Yeah. I feel like private is like Blue Ivy and Beyonce's twins, and secret was Drake's son. Like we knew she had a kid. We knew she had twins. We don't know nothing about them. We don't have access to them. She protects them. We ain't know nothing about that kid from Drake. And it's like, are we entitled to that? No. And using celebrities is always problematic because there's a whole thing about that. But even in your personal life, like your everyday life, I feel like, especially if you're in a relationship with someone, yeah, when you're a secret. You're not integrated into their world. You're not considered in a certain kind of way. When you're introduced to their friends, there's no real clarity around who you are and what your relationship is to that person. Like, that's like secret, or you don't even meet them. You're just somewhere in the background. Whereas private is like, yeah, this is the person in my life, but y'all don't get access to me and her to fuck up what we got going on, kind of thing. We're good. She's here. So, go ahead.
But does it have to be,
It doesn't have to be a launch. It doesn't have to be an announcement, public service announcement.
Does it even have to be an exclamation, though? Do you have to say, like, this is one person I'm interested in, or this is the guy that I'm seeing? Can it just be like, I'm showing up with this person? And
it doesn't have to be verbal, but again, actions, like, when two people are together. Yeah. Whether they're together for that night. Yeah. Or they're together they've been together. When someone's like, accounted for. And I've definitely been in situations where either I could tell when somebody was trying to make it, I could tell when somebody wanted people to know that we were together. Mm-hmm. And I could tell when they didn't. Mm-hmm. And I'm good on that. I'm good on that. We had somebody call while we were recording. Should I play it? Should I take it? Or should I just go? Maybe not. Here's the next one.
Hey, Shanti and Antoinette. My name is Monet. I think maybe my second time calling. I've been listening to y'all forever. I'm originally from Philly, living in the DMV right now, but I just wanted to call because I just listened to episode 298 about Palestine. And Antoinette, I want to graciously thank you for that clear and concise synopsis and history lesson, because I'm one of the people totally ignorant to everything that's going on. I don't watch the news by choice. I don't read the newspaper by choice.
This isn't the right one.
Too much negative information. It's too much information.
You don't want to share it?
No. I don't need to share nobody just thanking me. And she didn't say much else outside of like, thank you. Which is nice, but that's probably not the most interesting thing to listen to. All right, sorry. Okay, this is it. Sorry, Monty.
Hey, this is Shonda. I just had to call y'all and talk about the episode. I forgot the number. The Do It Scared, I guess. I'm a bit scared, and I listened to that episode at least about 4 times. I shared it with my best friend and everything. I don't want to get cut off. Basically, I packed everything up, moved to Georgia, quit my job of 11 and a half years, and of course, I have been completely terrified the whole time I was going through the process. And right when I needed a word, I listened to that episode, and I just want to say thank you. Quitting my job, I got a new job almost immediately. Like Friday, I quit. Friday, I got a call saying, we need you. I'm making $20,000 more a year. Do it, scared. Just do it. My life is so much peaceful. My house is better. Peace. I have peace now from holding on to things that were causing me stress, but it was secure. It was comfortable. And when I let go of all those things, life has been so great, so different. And again, I just want to say thank you. That episode is like my little Bible.
That is very much what's up.
That
Shonda.
is beautiful.
Isn't that crazy?
That's amazing.
She said she packed up all her shit and was just like, I'm out. That Do It Scare, the fact that that's our episode and that voicemail just terrified me says so much about this damn podcast and where I'm at in life. But that is amazing. I sent that to Amanda, that voicemail. I was like, yo, you need to listen to this.
I love it.
So shout out to you. Shout out to all the listeners who heard it. We delivering messages. It's community. How you say it?
Community.
So do it scared, I guess.
Whatever.
Take a break.
After these messages, we'll be right back. Woo.
I have to pee so bad.
Good. Good for you. It's only been a couple of times in this whole entire podcast that you've ever urinated, and I'm happy for you. We've been doing this for 17 years, child. Make me.
What's wrong? All right, kids. Sorry. Ready?
Already.
Set. She not ready yet. Ready?
Yep.
Go.
And we're back in full effect. Thank you for sticking with us. And we're going to go down a strange rabbit hole of sharing our human design with you folks. In the past, we've had a caller request that we do a human design episode. And human design is basically one of those tests that you take where you put in your birth date and your place of birth and your time, and somehow or other they create this playbook of who you are, why you do the things that you do, and what you can learn about yourself. I've dabbled and dabbled with it in the past, and put my shit in and briefly just skimmed through all of the reports that came up. But we're going to do this in real time. Antoinette has not really looked at her human design, or she doesn't know what the hell it is. So we're going to be diving in together and learning together in real time. And I am by no means an expert on this. So here we go. What is the human design? Well, it already gets tricky. It was created by Alan Krakauer, who is a white man in Canada. He published it in a book in 1992 under the pseudonym name of Ra Uruhu. So we're already off to some raised eyebrows. The human design is an incredibly specific way to learn more about your personality, emotions, and energy centers. More specifically, human design breaks down how you are wired to make decisions, work within teams, parent, and partner. Much like the astrological birth charts, that talk about whether you're Gemini, Scorpio, all of these different astrological signs. Human design is a system based on your exact time, date, place of birth. However, this information doesn't just map where the planets were in the sky when you were born, like a birth chart. The human design also identifies your dominant chakras to create your personal body graph. So basically, it's an energetic blueprint. It's a mix of Kabbalah, I Ching, Myers-Briggs, astrology, biochemistry, genetics, and the chakra system all in one.
Wow.
Rahuru had some time on his hands. And so there's different aspects of the human design. And basically, like I said, you put your information into this little computer, and then they'll compute back to you all of these different categories, if you will. And we're just going to focus on a few categories. They're very extensive. And if you already have knowledge of chakras and energy fields, then this is going to be your kink. You're going to love it. That's not necessarily my world of expertise. So there are some gaps here that I just can't wrap my head around. And if someone is more knowledgeable, I'd love for you guys to offer feedback on this because I do have some questions. But what it gives you, when you put in your information, there's 5 different energetic types that you can be, right? Mm-hmm. And so there's the generator, the manifester, the projector, and the reflector, and I'm missing one. Manifesting generator, fuck it up, projector, and a reflector. So those are all different ways that you show up energetically. So I'm going to go through mine first, and then we'll go through Antoinette's. So the categories that we're going to focus on are your energetic type, and again, that's how you show up in the world. Strategy is how you are designed to interact with the world. Authority is how you make decisions. Profile is like an archetype of your personality and what you are here to do in this life. Your emotion when you are not showing up, the dominant emotion that shows up if you're not in alignment and living your best self. Your gifts, the emotion that you feel when you are in alignment, and the best environments for you. So we're all going to go down these different profiles that are generated in the human design. So my energetic type is the generator, and I am about 70% of the population. And if I understand this correctly, the generator are the folks that have a lot of energy, a generating source of energy. They are the builders of the world. They are capable of generating and sustaining life force energy. Basically, I'm a worker bee out this bitch. And the way in which I am designed to interact with the world is by responding. And so the ways that I move is through if you're doing chakra, then it's like the sacral. So that's connected. It's like the creative energy force. If you're going to do the chakra system, it's very close to like your genitals under your belly button. So it's very much from like a gut feeling is the way that I move and I respond. And that's also how I make decisions, is like this gut feeling. It's not in my head. It's not intellectual. It's not a mental process. And they say responding isn't about initiating or making things happen. Instead, it's about waiting for life to come to you and then trusting your gut response to guide your actions. When you follow your response, you align with energy and with the opportunities and experiences that are correct for you. I feel like that's pretty true for me for the most part. I think what was really fascinating is that that's how I make decisions. And I'll talk about this a little bit later, but I think that I haven't always stepped into that or known that or felt confident in that. And then your profile, your personality type is, and this gets crazy, is a 2-4. I don't know what that means, but the archetype of it is a hermit and an optimist. So my blend of being is being alone and by myself and then out in the world. And this was something that was also very interesting to me, and I want to talk about a little bit later. I just want to skim through these and then we can go back in depth about them. But these individuals balance their need for solitude with a natural talent for creating meaningful connections. The balance makes them a bit of an enigma as they merge the seemingly opposite qualities of the hermit and the opportunist. In personal relationships, they might need time alone for introspection, followed by periods of social engagement. Understanding and accommodating this ebb and flow can lead to fulfilling and long-lasting relationships. The dominant feeling when I'm not living in my best self is frustration. And my gifts are marching to my own rhythm, creating closeness with others, focus and precision, a love of life, noticeable voice. And when I'm living in my best space, satisfaction is the feeling that I get. And this was really on point or really interesting to me. The type of surroundings that are my best environment is the place that is the most nourishing are markets, places where there are people coming together to work, whether it's literal or virtual. You thrive in the activity of group with common direction. Now, we'll go on to Antoinette here.
Wait, what do you think about all of that for you?
I think it's, for the most part, it's pretty on point. The one part that I don't the idea of being a generator or having a lot of energy makes sense for me. I think I have a lot of stamina to do shit and be a busybody, whether good or bad. And I think my mastery or something that I have to learn is syncing up, which was really cool to see, is syncing up, making how I make decision, which is with my gut, with that stamina. I think I often will, because I can do a lot, I'll agree to do a lot of stuff, even if it doesn't necessarily sit right with me. And I won't like, I'll feel a conflict, but it won't be like a physical tiring to me. So there's like this, there's this way that I can be splayed in many, many directions and keep doing the thing, even though it might not necessarily be serving me or might not necessarily be sitting with me right. And I think I also have shame or not shame, but I doubt my gut. I think that I should be far more analytical about something. And I'll be like, oh, I'm just impulsive, versus being like, oh, I need to trust this thing. It's always served me right. Do it. So that was really interesting. And the hermit and opportunist thing also blew my mind, because we've talked about on the podcast before of like, there is this insular part of me that wants to be alone, or wants to, like, I guess we're calling it secretive, but there's this other part that's very solitary that I'm not in practice of, and I think I should. Or again, I've been seeing it and feeling it as a negative thing, versus it just being my way of being, and being like, oh, that's just, you kind of need that. And I don't always feel very balanced in making space for that. And I do a lot more being out than I do being in and being quiet. And I wonder if I gave myself a little bit more time to be a hermit and not be all out in the world doing a whole bunch of shit, and just like chill a little bit, creating more space and time for that, which I try to do, but work and life be lifing. I think that would really be nurturing for me. I know it would be nurturing for me. So yes, that was interesting, really, really interesting. And I think it hit a lot of points. And this idea of frustration being, when I feel frustrated, I do think that is my best indicator that something ain't right. I don't have a lot of tolerance for feeling super frustrated with stuff. So yeah, I don't understand the responder part though. The strategy of how you are designed to interact with the world is through responding. I don't understand what that means. And I can't, and I'll say that when I go on to yours, which is next. I don't know what the difference between responding and then your strategy is. And maybe somebody that has deeper knowledge can help with that. But basically they're like, let life come to you and then you can respond. You don't have to go towards it. You don't have to, you just wait for it to come to you and see how it feels in your gut and then make your actions and move from there, which, yeah, I don't get it. And I'll say I don't get it when we come down to yours. Is there anything new in there about me that you were like, oh, I didn't know that. You felt all of that stuff there?
Yeah, thought it was accurate.
Antoinette is next. Antoinette's way that her energetic type is a projector. And someone, when they made the suggestion that we do this, I think they named that. I think they said that you were a projector. And the projector is the seer of the population. You represent 20% of the population. You're a rare breed, kind of, sort of. They are people who can see a better, more efficient, or upgraded approach to a specific thing and are here to share that with people. And so you, of the energetic types, you are not a lot of energy. Like I don't know how to explain or how I'm trying to understand it. You aren't described as full of you have a limited amount of energy that you can extend or like generate. And so you're more of like, you guys are wasting your time. You're working too hard on this thing. There's a better way to do it. I'm observing all of you. I don't actually have the tolerance for this type of shit. And so I'm going to actually watch you and make things a little bit more efficient for you. Your strategy and how you engage with the world is waiting for invitation. It's not about waiting for the right job or the right relationship. It's about waiting for life to come to you in its own time and form. It's about surrendering control and trusting the natural flow of life. And there's also, you have a certain relationship with recognition and invitation that is deeply connected with how you interact with the world. You being invited to share what you see is really important. You're not necessarily going to jump in, but there's something about people acknowledging you and your worth and your value and what you offer, that then you show up and like get really big in a particular way. And what else did it say that I thought was really, really interesting? It says, so often I find projectors, which is you, are actually waiting to respond, thinking they are waiting for the invitation, and generators are waiting for the invitation when they should be responding moment to moment. I don't understand this difference between waiting and responding. I don't get it. I don't understand the semantics of it, but it feels like, from what I am getting, is that you need to take a beat, and it's okay for you to take a beat, and it's part of your process and how you make decisions. Whereas mine is like, yeah, I'm taking a beat, but then when I feel it, I go. I don't know. I have no idea. I really wish that we had somebody that was a expert on this, because I don't know what the difference of waiting and a responder is. Your authority is splenic, child. It's essential to trust in the spontaneity of this authority and allow it to guide you in the moment. The spleen is also the center of survival instinct and fear in the human design system. This means that it can signal danger or safety through visceral sensations. While this is beneficial for survival, it can sometimes be tricky to discern between fear that is protecting and fear that is hindering growth.
I hate it here. So far, I'm hating it because it's all very accurate. Continue.
Your profile, the way that you show up, archetype is the investigator and the martyr.
Oh.
The combination of the investigator and martyr profile leads to a life characterized by a deep search for truth, driven by both intellectual curiosity and experiential learning. Individuals with this profile often emerge as experts in their fields due to their exhaustive research and firsthand experiences. The combination of the investigator and martyr leads to a life characterized by a deep search for truth. I just repeated myself. I apologize.
I was looking like copy and paste.
Damn, there was an important paragraph that I did not get right there.
Rahu,
hold on, let me click this.
That's his name?
This nigga. This white man from Canada said I got a Kemetic name. Watch me work. I'ma fuck it up.
So far, he fucking it up. I don't like the idea. I hate the waiting for invitation because I want to be the person that goes after it. I'm trying not to judge it, but I'm having a very hard time.
I think you need to sit with you need to go deeper in, because this gets really deep and this is all just very surface. But I want to understand what that means, because
it's like manifesting almost. I think
it's the opposite. I think it's like you actually need to chill, bro, and let this unfold for you versus you forcing it and planning it out. It just needs to come with you, and you need to practice the patience and the waiting of it all. Just like anybody.
What's my chakra? The spleen?
But that don't make no sense, because the spleen is also the sacral. But for whatever reason, you don't have.
I didn't have a chakra. I looked it up too. I was doing it. Anyway, keep going. It has to do with energy, and I don't quite understand it. That's why we need somebody to come on here. When you're not in your fullest self, the emotion that you feel is bitterness. Oh, child. This shit reading me.
Your gifts are a nose for success, innovation, marching to your own rhythm, being an ideas person, substantiating opinions, improvement, and my favorite quality of you, embracing life with childlike innocence. Signs that you are doing your thing is success. And it's not an idea. Instead, it's not an idea of like money and wealth. Instead, it's about the profound fulfillment and recognition that comes from sharing your unique wisdom and insights with the world. As a projector, you have a unique ability to see and understand systems and patterns. You're designed to guide, direct, and manage the energy of others. When you're invited to share your insights and your guidance is recognized and appreciated, that's when you experience the deep fulfillment and success that is your birthright.
Ciao.
Your environment are kitchens, places that are creative hubs where people can commune, whether that's literally a kitchen, an art studio, or whatever invokes that creativity in you. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Shanti.
There's I definitely see you as somebody that can see a better, more efficient and upgraded approach to a specific thing, seeing it very, very keenly. I'm just so curious. I just don't understand the energy thing, because I also see you as having a wild amount of stamina in a way, but I also see you get exhausted as well. Like I don't know. Whoever know the human design, come on and help us understand what this man done pulled from every fucking religious place in the whole entire world.
Place was the word that came up. What do you,
anything new that you were like, oh, okay?
No, just a bunch of stuff that I'm trying not to judge, that I hate.
Like what?
The constant need for recognition feels like a constant need for validation a little bit, but I'm a negative Nancy. I think it can be, if not checked. And so that was interesting. I think energetically, maybe what they're saying is like, that's how I should be. That's not how I am. But like, you should maybe, since I'm all about efficiencies, how can I be more efficient with my own energy? Since there's limited amounts. I don't know. But yeah, waiting for an invitation freaks me out. And then trying not to judge the spleen part, where it's the center of survival instinct, but also fear, because trying to find the balance between that has been a life's work that I still haven't yet. And then the investigator and martyr is like, oof, the martyr part.
We didn't really touch on that. And I think you have to go in and go deeper into that. Mm-hmm. But I think there is this, I think what you do so well is help people. You bring language in a way that is really succinct and really effective and clear and simple to complicated things, to things that people aren't thinking about. People don't quite understand themselves. I think you bring a lot of awareness to the importance of people thinking about those hard things and feeling like they can digest it in a way that is easier.
Accessible, yeah.
Yeah, I think that there is an ease in which you can take really complex things and just be like, boop. And people are like, oh yeah, I didn't think of that way. Or and for you in particular, a lot of it is grounded in like love and empathy and compassion and inclusivity and moving away from like a harmful, oversimplified type of the way that you judge yourself, but you also beckon people not to judge in that way. Like your greatest quality is not to be like that. So black and white. I think that we have to go deeper into what that invitation is, because it's not a bad thing. I think it's actually what you're going against in a lot of ways. And if you were to go lean into it and surrender in a way, then maybe I don't know, maybe you'd find more ease. Do you feel bitter?
You at my worst, yeah. Yeah, when I'm
which is connected to recognition in some way, I think.
Well, let's like,
you don't see bitter. All the shit I'm
having oh no, that's what it tastes like. What? Angry, hurt, resentful because of one's bad experiences or sense of unjust treatment. Yeah, that is connected to
recognition in a way, which is not a bad thing. And another one, I was talking about security. Like, I think these things that we're learning about ourselves, we want to name as bad, or like, oh, you're cold, Shanti, you have a cold thing, versus like, oh no, you have this, you're not spending enough time with yourself in a particular way, or you're, I don't know, I'm shutting myself off from people because I shut myself off because I'm not actually being with myself in a particular way so that I can be
show
close
up with
with
other
people. Yeah. But I'm like, oh, you're this bad person or you're this cold person. You're not capable of it. When it's like, girl, you just actually are starving a part of yourself that you really need because I'm doing too much, because I just can. Like, calm down. Just stop. Think about what you're really putting your time into. Whereas you're far more like, I don't got the time and energy for that. Jolie is a reflector, which is the rarest of all of them. And she has I have to go into what her thing is, but she's just like watching everybody. I don't understand the energetic part of it, but like y'all niggas can't penetrate her in a particular way that she like gets enmeshed. She like repels. I don't know, but she's it's interesting. And she's very, very slow to process, which I like worry about. But the more that I understand that that's a part of her like energetic way, I can judge it less and make her feel weird about the way that she's just like very slow. She's like, I'm just watching you. But if you don't know this kind of stuff, then I feel like you judge it, and then you like are like, oh, I'm fucked up, or like something's not right with me, or I'm needy. When it's like, no, at your best, these are the things that you do need, and that's okay. It is extensive, and they all come with the price as well. So I haven't found where they have all the free information for this.
I think you could buy it. You can use our card to buy. You could have bought it for this episode to have a thorough explanation. I promise.
Very, very scarcity driven. I didn't even think that was an option. I didn't even think that.
Why?
I just didn't even think that. But we should do it.
This is me being like, okay, here's another option that was less efficient. Why are you scrubbing the internet?
And I'm like, I just have endless energy. I could waste it. Whatever y'all doing. And it does make sense, because the thing, I don't understand people's intolerance to stuff. I'm like, oh, well, it's okay. And people actually do not have the energy for that shit. I don't get it.
That's so true.
I waste time. And I'll spin my wheels, and I'll like, I have the energy to get tickets. It don't faze me. For other people, I'll just keep on this cycle, and it's completely inefficient and a misuse of my
costly misuse of your funds, your time, your energy.
I just feel like, well, wake up as another. Other people cannot tolerate it. Absolutely not.
I want you to not tolerate it.
I can.
That is very, because I don't see you as like this, because oftentimes you'll be like, Antoinette, I got another hour in me. Like if we're doing like bulk recording something where we got a photo shoot, you're like, I'm done. You'll look at me, and now you communicate very well. This is all I got. After this, I gotta eat. I can't, my eyes are burning. That's how you start. My eyes are burning. And I'm like, I know what that means. This little girl's tired. But when it comes to other things that I'm like, all we need is a SOP or a process, or why isn't it like this? Or let's save things here so we can just revert right back to them. And you're like, nah, it's in the email. I could search it. I'm like, why would you do that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Why would you just put it in the folder so you know exactly where you're going? Yeah. But
the energy is not like a physical thing. It's a different, it's not physical.
It's like
it's something else. It's just like,
it's like a buzzing.
Take this on, do this, do that. It's all good. We just do it. Yeah, I totally see it. And I that brought some language to it, like, oh, okay.
That's interesting.
That's very interesting. And I don't know what the fuck is a manifesting gender? What's a manifester? Like, what the fuck?
Well, if you would have purchased it, maybe. Did you look on YouTube?
Look through every single one.
Did you look on YouTube? You know, YouTube has great resources.
I had a lot to do today. There's so much happening.
Well, everybody, I hope that this is something that piqued your interest. I have it pulled up. I think I'm gonna pay for it if that's okay with you.
Find the right one. Find the one that has the best. Because there's lots of different ones. Find the one that's.
Well, which one is that?
Well, the one is My Human Design is like pretty, and I like her language.
So he doesn't have one?
He does too, but they're all giving you the same report. It's not like one is different from another, but it's like how
the explanation.
Yeah, is different. So you go search through them and then find the one that you're like, oh yeah, this is kind of speaking to me, because her description of my design description of you is different. It's different. Okay. You know, she calls me like I don't know why I'm gendering these people, but mine is he calls me a hermit optimist, and then hers is something completely different. And the names, the profiles are different. The martyr, whatever, are different. So
interesting. Okay.
I think it is really, I think I will pay for it. I will tap into it a little bit more, because I think I'm really interested in how you make decisions. I think is really important. And I feel really interested in that. And this whole respond thing, I want to understand what the fuck that means, because I don't know. I have no idea what that means.
Well, we'll report back after we listen to some more.
If somebody could come on and explain it. Look, they crazy. Right angle cross of Maya. What? Left angle cross of the plane. This nigga was doing drugs and writing incessantly in his house. He hadn't slept for 3 days and was just taken from everybody. He said, I'm going to take this from the Kabbalah. He ain't pull from Islam, no. I heard that. Mm-hmm.
Tricky.
Mm-hmm. All right. Don't play that. All right, y'all. Well, peace to the gods, old and the new.
Amen. Good night. I love you.
Bye.
Sorry, girl. I faded. I'm done.
11:18. The guy hit us back for the t-shirts.
I saw. Is that the lawyer hit us back too? I'll read that letter. You know, read it.
Is she gonna send?
Mm-hmm. Oh, you can read it too.
I was trying to. I couldn't find where the attachment was. Is it like in a portal somewhere?
Let me see. Anyway, is that the vendor that you wanted to work with?
No, I don't know. I don't have any attachment to any of these vendors. They're all local in Philly, though, so
they're all local.
We can pick them up. I think that's important. Those sweatshirts are going to be expensive. From what he just said, that was like.
I think too, we don't have to make a huge profit on the sweatshirts. We can talk about it. The profit margins can be different. You can make up for some of that with the t-shirts, so that the price variance isn't so jarring and such a large gap. If we can, sometimes you can figure it out that way, but if not, then we can chat. I mean, those t-shirts are. I mean, the sweatshirts are really. There's a lot going on there. There's sleeve, there's front, there's back, there's color. And it's a sweatshirt, so we just need to get the samples because it has to be quality. It has to be. Otherwise, postpone that shit. All right. What are all these? Let me stop. What are all these tax things?
So she has to.